Oh, I hate when this thing drags. Let's make sure it's not on the Wi-Fi. No. So I updated my phone to Android 12, which is supposed to be a good thing. I don't know about all that. It's just weird. The YouTube acts really strange when you're recording. But anyway, so let's see if anybody jumps on here real quick. Uh, because I got some interesting news for you. Sometimes things work out for the best. There's one, and that would be Wayne or Roxanne or BB and her date. That's Roxanne. What's going on? Well, so first of all, uh, my check at my second job is actually got a one week holdback or something. I thought I was gonna get a paycheck the same day as everybody did the other day, but that one actually has a 1 week holdback for my first time pay or whatever. So that one is gonna be um on the next payday around the 15th or something like that, 16th maybe. But I can get the daily pay or weekly pay thing, whatever, whenever pay thing. And that's another story. I've been researching that, and the reviews are really bad for daily pay on the App Store thing. Yeah. So I don't know about all that, but it might be better off accessed on the computer. But anyway, so and I got like two more bills to make. I've got to make the um one more storage, and it's late right now, but it's not that high. And then I've got to um buy another car club membership for my towing. I buy a really good gold membership with Auto Club, and it works all over the states. It's pretty decent, and uh, because that's how I get my insurance discount on my car insurances. I get a really good discount, and so yeah, whatever you do, don't ever sign up. I had Allstate two times in my life for many years, and I'm going to tell you it's a dog because if you get their towing service, they count every time you use that towing service, or if you need a jump or you have a flat tire, whatever. They call it uh, just like when you're doing a wreck or whatever. They call it the same thing, and it affects your insurance rating. So go get an Auto Club card for all your towing service needs, and do not buy any of that stuff through your insurance company. It's a rip. But anyway, I actually have two. I have one with my current insurance company, and I have my Auto Club. But uh, I haven't had to use them in a long while. When I got rid of the Cadillac, it saved me so much trouble because it was a constant insurance thing, and I had to have it towed a few times, and it's just a pain in the butt. Anyway, so here's the cool news. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I learned my lesson. Oh my gosh. It claims, that's what they call it, claims. They claimed I had too many claims. I'm like, no, you're wrong. And apparently, every time you use their tow truck service, they call it a claim. And that's ridiculous because you pay for that separate anyway. Makes no sense, but apparently that's the way they do it. So don't lose like I did. But anyway, so wait till you hear this. So, um, I was kind of concerned about my little coworker there that said that I used like 12 different really bad descriptions of other races, which was definitely not true. Um, and it was really upsetting, to have my boss, who seems like he's so from the church, you know what I mean? Reminds me of my baby sister. And to approach me with something like that. Um, and I don't appreciate being accused of some lame stuff that I didn't do. Now, I'll be the first one to admit if I did something wrong, by gosh. I'm just that kind of person. Um, but I didn't do anything like that. So, I was talking to a good friend of mine and I said, man, I would approach the boss again because, my biggest thing is I'm really kind of creeped out by the dude. I'm worried about my other coworker because he's got, a real big thing about her and she claims to be gay. And so there's no wishing there. If somebody's gay, they're just gay. I really doubt you're going to change their mind, you know? That's not even worth chasing. Bottom line. So, I was kind of worried about that too. And he was pending transfer, and that was before I was hired. Now, also, you know, upon my hiring and all that, the conversation about, well, if he was gone or he transferred out, then I could have no trouble getting you full time every week. But I'm restricted on my hours, and it's very slow right now, which is typical. It's winter in Florida, in Upper Florida. Mid Florida and Lower Florida do well in winter, but not here. So, um, the first he changed his mind after I did my paperwork and stuff. Said, "I'll just give you, 40 hours this week, and instead of the, 25, 30 that we opted, you know." So I thought he was gonna always give me full time, but he didn't because the next week I about choked. He's like, "Well, it's what you win." I said, "Well, not really. I just didn't want to drop below, 25 or 30 hours a week. It's just a waste of time. If it's like your first main job." So then I had to go get a second job because it wasn't my advantage. So, anyway, uh, so this week and next week, I'm only scheduled for like 3 days. I mean, they're full days, but, still, that's not a lot. I mean, if I'm going to do it, might as well do it upright, go at least 40 hours a week. So, anyway, a friend of mine said, I've sure talked to the boss in person. I said, do you think I should bother with it? But here's my concern because he bragged about these two guys that were bad news that he so-called claimed he fired and all this kind of stuff, and then he claimed that the guys were like doing returns on the cash register, a whole bunch of them, and taking the money for it. And I mean that's a serious charge if you're stealing from a business, especially cash. That's like really, 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 really bad. And so, I thought, these guys like skipped and ran, like real fast. And I kind of thought, what if the guy was lying again and he set up, the one guy? And I thought, boy, if he does that to me, I'm going to be mad as fire because I don't need any junk like that on my record. And so I'm really kind of, leery about the whole thing. And he's been pending transfer since I was hired. to go, up north. And so, and this is the person that, only works like 4 to 5 months at a time at any given job. He claims he likes to travel. So, anyway, I was kind of bothered with it, for, a few days here and really kind of concerned because I don't like when people say bad things about me. I don't like when people lie. And I don't like, negative description of me in any kind of way. And I sure wouldn't want any problem with the job where, they said I did something I didn't do. So, my friend said I would definitely approach your boss and just tell him what you think. And see if maybe you can not work shifts with that person, anymore. And that's hard to do too, with that to balance the thing around to try to keep you avoiding this other person that's kind of lame. It's like a lot of extra work. But and I've got only a pocket full of other job offers that are higher and serious. I've probably got 45 job offers right now of people that have researched my resume. So obviously, with my 5 college degrees and my experience in life, somebody is interested in me. But anyway, it's a pretty easy job. It's pretty much happy job. It's just really hard on my knees and my feet because you can't sit down at all for 8 hours, and that's tough. But anyway, so I went to my boss this morning with a heavy sigh, and thought, I'm gonna try to make my statement quick, clean, and simple, and see what he says. And he might just say, "We don't need you," right? That's all right. There's lots of other jobs in the seat. No sweat. It's better than having to worry about it. So, because worry does you no good. It's really bad in your health. So anyway, I told my boss, I said, look, I'm really concerned about, what was said, you know, and I'm really offended. And one of the terms was hook-nosed Jew. What the heck is a hook-nosed Jew? That's what I want to know. And I said it to my boss, and he said, it's funny, I looked it up on the internet or the dictionary or whatever, and he said it's hook, they have a hook nose or something. And I said, well, what's funny, I never even noticed that. And I've dealt with billions of Jews in Beverly Hills and Century City, California, and all that in retail sales and clothing a million years ago when I left home. And that's not something I've noticed, that Jews have big noses or something. I don't judge people like that. I love people who they are. I don't care if half their hair is out. I don't care if their hair is green, purple, and yellow. I don't care if they're short, fat, tall, skinny. If they got a bad leg, 2 different size feet. I don't really care. It's what's inside, what's in the heart, and what's in the head. That's all that matters for me. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. And sometimes I've been fooled in my life by extreme niceness. But that's a horrible thing to say. So, especially my grandfather saved lots and lots of Jews and was basically thrown out of Denmark over that. And saved their lives from Hitler, okay? So, and love my grandfather, great man. Oh boy, awesome, awesome gentleman. Miss him terrible. But anyway, so I said, I don't really appreciate, what was said about me, and I'm still blown over one of the terms that hook nose too, and he's like, yeah, I looked it up. I didn't know what it was either. So obviously he's saying that, I didn't say something like that. And, you know, I'll say the next line I tell him is, so my concern is, he bragged about, firing those two guys, throwing them out kind of thing. And then he told me some story about how the one guy was doing a bunch of returns on the register and, like lots of them and taking the cash. Okay. And, I say, so my next worry is he going to do that to me? Do you think the guys really do that? Or do you think this person is going to be evil, vindictive, whatever, for whatever the reason is, and do that to me? And maybe those guys never really did that he did that. I said, well, no, we got video. We don't have audio. Because I said, you got video? I said, play back the video anytime I've been in this business and see if I've ever said any of those like 12 horrible descriptions of different races. And he's like, well, we don't have the audio part. Said, well. He says, but we do have the video. I said, yes, I saw it on video. Well, the guy was doing it. And apparently what he was doing was, now this is the student who was telling me this. The guy would do the returns on register and add it all up on his phone, and I guess at closing pull it out of the drawer or something. But he literally added up on his phone. They can see all that stuff. Another reason why you don't bring a phone to work. But anyway, so I said, well, I'm just kind of leery of the guy. Real concerned because I've got to work a couple shifts with him this week. He said, well, I talked to corporate this morning, and they're shipping him out in a week. Just like in the Navy. In the Navy. Yep. They're shipping him out. So that ought to be real interesting. He's not going to last. I'm telling you. He's just not going to last. This guy's... He's kind of a weird, creepy. He's funny and interesting, but he's creepy, man. Just creepy. So that party will be over soon, I guess. Let's see how much he tries to do before that. I don't know. But I got to work a couple shifts with him here before he leaves. It might get darned interesting. But, yeah. That would be really bad. I was kind of just asked to not even be on the register for the days that he works because I'm so scared of it. Yep. So, and what's really sad is I brought him a shirt the other day. He likes jazz. And I ran across a shirt that had a really neat jazz patch on it from a jazz club. Really nicely made collared shirt. And I had offered it to him for free because he really digs jazz. And he's like, oh no, I would never wear that. It's a collared shirt. And which is funny because the other day he was talking about buying a Hawaiian shirt. And he was looking at some. So a Hawaiian shirt has a collar on it. So maybe he's just kind of, a little flighty there or something. I don't know. But other than that, so that's that news. My car was acting up really bad, and I finally scanned it. And my dealer lever scanner I couldn't find, and then all of a sudden it appears. That was interesting too. And then cleared the codes out, and gosh, it runs so much better. Whew. But I did find there's a bunch of recalls on the car. All of a sudden. So I have to go down to the dealership and let them run the VIN and see what all's been fixed or not fixed. It does have an airbag scene that needs to be done. There's like 3 different recalls for the airbag system, and I do need to get that done. And, recalls are free. They're government things, so they're supposed to be free. I just hate to ship the car to the the dealership, and then, you know, if they break something, then I got to pay for it, and I don't have the money. You know, that's not a good thing. In fact, I got to get my card and take it to the dealership. Because you don't want to trust them. I've done that before, twice before. I've been ripped off. Got ripped off at Firestone. Got ripped off at um, the Ford dealer in Santa Monica, California, too. Yep, yep. So, yeah. Always make sure to get your valuables and everything out of the car. And especially tools, because people will use them and keep them. But yeah, so what that means with that person leaving, being shipped out, that I will be getting my full-time hours. Yep, because that's what I was told. My boss had told me, you know, as soon as, you know, he's shipped out, then I have the hours to give you full-time. And, you know, he'd asked me if I was interested in being a manager, and I said, yeah, I could do that. And he was telling me the different types of pay and stuff, which aren't that good. They're okay. They're not that good. And but you know, I said, yeah, I can do it, because it's real easy, because it's just, you know, being a key holder manager. It's nothing. So, you know, but other than that, you know, so we'll see. I mean, at least I would be up to 40 hours, which is what I really want. And then my second job, I'll just, you know, work it around that. And and just kind of go from there. I was going to go into my second job tonight, but I was visiting with a good friend for a little bit after work, and had a bunch of laughs. It's really good. Had some really bad cracker pizza. Ick. Can't stand cracker pizza. But um, other than that, I'm just thought I'd say hi to you guys and tell you the cool news, and um, we'll see how it goes from there. So I was really surprised, but I guess maybe my boss realized that it was a big hoax, and decided probably the best thing to do is ship that joker out. You know? So, yeah, so I don't know. It was funny, he had told me the other day he was totally banned from working for UPS. He was thinking he wanted to work for FedEx. He said, yeah, I'm totally banned from working UPS, and I can never go back to work there again. And that makes you wonder, too. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah. I mean, some people have a slight defect, I guess. It's such is life. But, so we'll see how it goes. It was weird today. It was so foggy today. And all the tourists are going, gosh, it's just so foggy outside. I don't understand. I said, well, we're in winter for one. Two, the sky is too hot for the water. Okay? And that's why it's acting up. The water is ice cold, and it's just too hot in the air. So it like boils it off. It's really strange. It'll do that. And it's no big hairy deal. It's just totally foggy. Like right now, it's kind of clear, so it's evening up to the temperature, you know, of the air right now. But all week, it's gonna be like, you know, 70 to 80, and then at night, like 65 to 70. So at least it's not 40. That 30 and 40 stuff, man, I can't stand that. Last year winter, it got down 15, 20 degrees. It's like, no. You know, that is really bad when you have to boondock. It is absolutely horrible. But, yeah. So today was a good and profitable day. It worked out well for me. Um, and that's kind of about it. It's very mild right now, no wind. Um, and it's funny. Some joker says, "Oh, it's so hot." I said, "No, it's not. It's like 70 degrees, like California weather. It's not hot." It was actually kind of cool to me. I work on the ocean. Yep, yep, at the waterfront, man. So, I could see the ocean from my work. Yep. So, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I was glad for the outcome today. I was glad my boss didn't get a weird attitude or anything. I think he's kind of realizing that was totally uncool. Um, so I'm glad at least I spoke my piece in about 2 sentences. Boom. And he was cool about it. And it's problem solved, basically. I mean, we got to do the time before they ship them out. So we'll see what happens during that time. I hope it's nothing yucky poo. But it'll be alright. Try not to sweat the small stuff. Because not many folks are going to break my stride anyway. You know what I mean? Just got to keep on grooving on, man. So on that, did everybody have a good day today? I hope some great things happen to you. Uh, Especially some good, um, positive, and profitable things today. I talked to a girl today that works um, over at Harbor Walk Village over in Dustin, and she works at Margaritaville, and she is just disgusted with the money, and they're closing early. And she says, "I don't know why they just don't close for the wintertime." I said, "Harbor Walk just gets like that, normally every winter, but since pandemic's been banging, so this first year that everything's starting to tumble back into normalcy, where the hotels are doing winter rates now again, and things are slowing down a little bit in the winter, and it's just very normal for this area. So, uh, obviously they're not going to shut Margaritaville down. That's a big corporate, but for the winter, no, 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 no. There's still people that come to Destin as tourists, and there's older people that live in Destin that are very well to do and are retired and they need a place to eat. So it's not like you got to close a restaurant. Not necessary. Uh, and that's high end, so they make good money on their meals if they're not sweating bullets. So anyway, she was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for this other job." I was offered a job with Wyndham. I said, "Well, don't be doing that damn hustle thing where you try to talk these people into the free hotel, wherever you want, and all you gotta do is pay this $30 tax fee, and we'll set you up right, and da 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 da. We'll give you a couple days in a hotel or a week or whatever that thing is." And they tell you all this razzmatazz, and they say, "And look, all you gotta do is go to this little short meeting." And the short meeting is like a 2.5 to all day damn meeting where they're trying to sell you a timeshare or some stupid thing. And you have to be at it, you know, in order to pay for the deal. And it's a hustle. Trust me, timeshare is not worth it. But yeah, and she was like, I said, "I hope you're not doing that because they work on commission." Now they've always paid on commission. I talked to a girl today that works for them, and she told me, I say, "Is it really worth it to you?" I said, "The only one that ever was good at that was the old drunk dude. That was the hustler of the year, and I couldn't stand him when I worked over at Harbor Walk." And he's making money because he's a hustler. You know, there's some people that are great salesmen, and some are not. But I mean, he's a hard hustle, you know, and so he's making money, or he wouldn't still be doing it. And he's worked for them for quite some time. And I talked to two other people that had worked for them before, and I said, "Do they pay you guys a lot to stand around like that and talk all that crap?" And they were like, "No, it's just commission." So I talked to this girl today, and I said, "I mean, is it really worth it to you? You're just gonna hang out for commission? Good luck to you, because there would be so many mad people that you con into that deal." Um, and she says, "No, actually, they pay us $10 an hour, and we get the commission." But I didn't want to totally ruin her day and tell her, so after taxes, you're only going to get about 8 an hour. Is it worth it? That's less than minimum wage. you know, Florida minimum wage is 11 as of this month. Okay, come on, come on down. Door number 1, 2, or 3. So, anyway, I told her, girl, so you're not going to do that, are you? For Wyndham? And she goes, "Oh, no, no. I'm going to do the tourism thing," which I'm pretty sure it's the same thing a friend of mine that used to be a showgirl. She got, in the pandemic, she got into working for Wyndham doing um, this, it's like booking travel sales, like travel agent type thing for Wyndham and like cruises or whatever. And then she gets paid really, really good. And then she also gets paid vacation. She did the first year she worked, she got a paid vacation. And she went to Lower Florida to one of the bike deals and the big bike rallies, whatever it was. And do you know, after about 7 months, she kept complaining about her computer. And she was like, next thing you know, she says, "Oh, well, I broke down and bought a new laptop." So these people didn't even pay for a laptop. Dude, you can work for Regions Bank online. Right now they're hiring because I know they keep sending me the thing and I wanted to do it so bad and I waited forever to get on with them. And I've talked to 2 people that work for Regions online. And Regions sends you all this stuff in the mail, from the high dollar headphones to a full on computer and your thing for your internet, the whole deal, everything to set you up, okay, for free. And they pay you like $30 an hour. And you sit in your house and you wait till the phone rings. And you get on the internet and go through their account and try to fix a couple things or whatever. And there's a lot of stuff you can't do. It has to go to somebody else. But you're just the one that like answers the phone for the bank. Okay? You're like the answering service. And that's what you do. And so the more hours you work, the more rewards you get out of them. If you'll work over, 40 hours a week or over 30 hours a week, which is really easy to do if you're at home, it means you can jump on there just whenever. Um, and Roxanne's on here, and Roxanne does, I think it's for a bank or an insurance company, online work, and loves it. Yep. But yeah, so I mean, there aren't a lot of remote jobs left anymore, but there are a few. And I'm not saying Regions is a good bank. They're really super sucky. It's probably one of the worst banks I think I've ever used in my life. Their policies are terrible and everything else. But their job working for them, from what I'm told, is great. Well, hello, how are you? Paranormal Gaming Wayne. What's going on? And working for them is awesome, and they pay really good. It's just a sorry bank. That yeah, and I mean around Fort Walton area, there's a Regions about every 4 blocks. This one girl was talking to me. I said, "You go work for Regions." She's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a bank with a green sign." And they're like every 4 blocks around here. How can you miss Regions? That's like Wells Fargo or Bank of America. I mean, it's a big thing in this area. So, yeah. So I don't know. I told her, I said, if you can get a high-end surf and turf restaurant or get into one of the hotels and do banquet service, whatever, you would be better off. Because she said there's a lot of bull crap, a lot of drama, a lot of bull crap. The little cliques and stuff in some of these restaurants. And she's worked a couple, and she's really unhappy. And I said, you want to talk unhappy, man? I worked at Crab Trap. Now there's some serious drama there, and everybody play on the phone. But yeah, she's not entirely happy. And I said, man, I would sure try that Regent thing, or go to one of the hotels and get in and be a server there or bartender there, and just I would do that. They're so much nicer. I used to love doing bartending banquets at the hotels. Man, love it, and it's easy. Yeah, they don't even give you a blender. They just give you like 3 or 4 bottles of liquor, and they're like, here's some soda pops, so mix them some drinks. It's real simple. It's all highballs. Anybody can do that, you know. So I used to love that. As long as you wear a tux, you got it made. Yep, bow tie, white ruffle shirt, black pants, closed toe shoes, cummerbund. Yep, I got an electric bike with the kickstand down. Jeez. But yeah, so um, that I mean, there's a few good remote jobs out there. They're worth fooling with. Trust me. You know, she's like she thinks the world's come to an end. For the Destin area. It's like, nah, no, no. You know, Panama used to close. Everything used to close in Panama City in the winter. You go, oh darn it! I came down here and everything's closed. And they don't do that anymore. I mean, the whole town. It was like they rolled up the window shade. It was really strange. You drive down there and it'd be like a desert. There's nothing to be open except for gas stations and hotels. That was it. And it was like, damn. And so when the hotels and stuff took over all the ocean front, so you couldn't even see the ocean, and they made the beaches private around those. It was really a pain in the butt. So it really kind of ruined Panama City. Um, but I mean, Destin doesn't totally close. Now, 5 to 7 years ago, there's several businesses that will close till like spring break, because they just do. They're family owned. A lot of them dinner houses. They're family owned, and these people want out for the holidays and the slow time. It's not worth them turning the heat and air on and firing up those kitchens and only serving so many meals a day, cutting their hours back, whatever. It's not worth it to them, and paying staff to run it. Even though they don't pay crap for servers, but they do have to pay chefs. They have to pay hostesses. Hostesses are usually minimum wage and higher. Around $14 an hour for a hostess. But it costs them money just to operate. And so they would just sit and close and hang out for the holidays with their family, or travel somewhere, or go on a cruise or whatever, and then come back and start again. You know, around spring break, or January. April's when it starts really picking up. Is April, and then it'll bang all the way till October, and then it just kind of gets really slow for the wintertime. It's typical, very typical for here. Where mid Florida and lower Florida are banging in wintertime. Yep, it's an entirely different thing. So, yeah, but I try to, don't be down about it. There's lots of other cool jobs. There's the online jobs. Try to get on with that bank. Try any of these hotels. There's so many nice, get in the real high dollar hotels. There's so many very, very nice hotels in this area. Destin, and See what they have to offer. I mean, you don't have to be a server if you don't want to, but see what they have to offer because I know one right now that's looking for somebody to run the cocktail lounge in a real nice hotel, and I could take it, but I'm already doing two jobs, and I'm really not a great fan of being back serving bar or any of that or cocktail. I'm just not. I'm so tired of the bullcrap and the drunks. I did my time, you know what I mean? Did my time way back. Um, I like a little more peace. You know, now dressing entertainers and working in the clubs, dressing entertainers and things like that, it's great because I can come and go as I please. So if it gets hectic or whatever, I just pack my stuff up and I go. I don't have to stay. I come and go as I please. So I can tolerate it. I might hang out for 4 or 5 hours. The money's good. If the money's not good, I'm there for 30 minutes or an hour and I'm gone. Color me gone. But so I don't have to put up with it. But you know, if you have to work it and it's not a real cool place with security and all kinds of stuff, you don't have to put up with the goog, then it can get on your nerves. And you know, but there's a lot of money in it. Not in the pay, but tips money's pretty good. But I mean, I always thought the dream thing was to be a bartender. That was it. Da, da, da. You know, I used to study the bartender's manual all the time. And let me tell you what. If you're good, if you're really good and you are fast, you can be a bartender, you can be a server, you can be whatever, and you will make money. It's all of how much you sell yourself. It's just like selling cars, selling cocktails. It's all in how you sell yourself. If you're good with people, then the money will come. It's just how good are you? Now, if you're a quiet, shy little person, I don't suggest it. If you're talkative or a bit raucous, you can do well in food and beverage. I guess people like entertainment. I can't tell you how many people at Crab Trap will say, "Are you waiting on our table? We love you. What can we do to get you to wait on our table? Can we talk to management?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not doing tables. I don't do tables." And which I was supposed to be hired for that to begin with, and at last second they decided they want to make me hostess, and I'm like, "Well, I guess so. I guess I could do that." Man, I was a hostess one time in my life that I can think of, and that was at Marriott Hotel when it first opened, which was the thing in Marina Del Rey, California. And that was really nice, really, really elite place to work. And I was a hostess. I had to be there like 6 a.m. And I'm gonna tell you, I think I worked at like 6 to 10 or something like that. And I was working three jobs back then. I was working for Marriott as a hostess. I was working for Hank Vendetti's as a server. And where else? I was working somewhere else. I think I was bartending somewhere else. So I was working three different jobs because I found out that all this time should not be wasted when you can make money. And I just was like raking it in, okay? Raking it in. And so, you know, I mean, it was ultimately boring. And that's before, let's see. Okay, that was before I got fake ID. And so, um, because uh, I used to sneak the the disco at night over at Marriott. They had the best dance place, dude. It was so cool, hottest thing in town. And so I used to sneak in there, and let's see, how did I do it? Oh, I wore a long fall. I wore a long fall, and then I had my hair was cut short, and so then at night I wouldn't wear the fall and I would go into the club, and they never knew I worked there. It was really funny. And and I roller skated to work. Sure did. I roller skated with a backpack to go to work to be a hostess there. And but once I got fake ID, then I got paid adult pay instead of like child, and I could afford things, and people treated me better. I just need to be like over 21, you know, and so but I did enjoy working Marriott, but it was a stupid job. I hated that job. It was so boring. I was like, I just want to be a server. I wanted to serve food, or I wanted to serve cocktails over there, because being a hostess was just lame. It was so boring, you know. Um, Here's somebody else who thinks they're going to get free advertisement on my channel. Dude, take your tricks and hoes somewhere else. There's no free advertising here. You aren't big boy enough to start your own YouTube channel? Yay for paranormal gaming. You got it going on. You believe there's people trying to hit me up for some free ads for their stuff? Hey, go start a YouTube channel, man. That's what they need to do. Don't come here for free. I'm not doing your advertisement for free. Now, if you got some straight up stuff that's respectful to others on my channel, fine. But you aren't coming here advertising your flipping porn in here, really? That's like offering to sell drugs here on my channel. No. So anyway, but thank you for catching that, my friend. I appreciate you. Love those wrenches. Got a wrench every day. But yeah, so but that was a really nice place to work, that Marriott. But I think that's the only time in my life I ever did hostess. I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think it's a real person. It could be computer generated. I got a weird one today. I got one this morning that said it's from Verizon about my website. Well, my website has nothing to do with Verizon, and I don't have like a Verizon phone or any of that straight talk. So I don't know what they're talking about. And then I get an email this evening when I get off work that says your McAfee subscription for $442. You made such a wonderful choice. Da, 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 da. And it's like, McAfee. McAfee, I used to love McAfee. And then the guy that owned it died just in the last year or two. But apparently McAfee turned out to be a serious scandal. They were scamming all their customers that signed up and paid to have the service, or bought a disc in the store, to have their service that you could put on like 3 computers and stuff. That they were like selling people's info off. And so he got caught for that. Yeah. Well, that was pretty dirty. But yeah. I used to really like that McAfee virus scan. Yeah. But yeah. Always getting spam emails like saying I ordered a package. I know I didn't. Oh yeah, I used to get those all day long. Your package is stuck. Please call us. It's like, yeah, sure. But yeah, it's really funny when you look at the return thing address. Like the thing on the McAfee was some dude's name. And it was at a really bad, website thing. It was so fake. I couldn't believe it. It was like, McAfee's not sending from Joe Schmuck at such and such, such and such. It is not. So, and $400 something, that would be like you're paying for 4 different computers. This person's a retard. They got a big thing in the newspaper over in the Okaloosa newspaper they had this week that said you're being ripped off or something, or don't buy this or something like that. And it was about people advertising property for rent or for sale and using the real pictures of the properties and stuff, and they're not the owners. I got scammed like that um, once for sure, maybe twice. But I got scammed like that. And I had some friends that got scammed like that for $7,000. They paid, dude, $7,000, and it was fake. Yeah, they said it was rent to own and all that. But I got scammed for one out in Blue Water Bay. And they were like, go by there any old time today. So I went by, when I got off work, 2 in the morning, looking in the dark over there by the golf course and all that. I said, man, this is a nice area. There's nice cars. If you ever want to move somewhere or rent somewhere, go there at night and see what it's like. If there's like boombox crap going around, a lot of people wandering around, and what looks like the dope man and a couple tricks, tricks are for kids, I know. Then you can say what it's really like at night, okay? And then if you want to live there, you look at the cars. If the cars are nice cars, or it's a whole row of 2 penny cars, it's a little lower class neighborhood. But that's how you can tell. And I had got off work and I said, this is a good time to go. It's the middle of the night, 2 in the morning. And drove by there. I said, man, it's a really nice area. It's pretty quiet. Nice cars around here. The house looks pretty good in the dark. But I didn't stop. And I mean, this person was sending me letters going, yeah, I own the house and I'm being transferred out. I'm military. And I did a broker. They pissed me off. And, if you have animals and all that, I don't mind. And, and it was like all this big, long, drawn out crap. And said, if you're interested, go by, look at the house anytime, 24 hours. Uh, and you know, I can get a key to you and all that. So the first thing I did was go down to the city to see whose name was as title owner to that property. The title owner of the property did not match this person's name. So then I went to a real estate brokerage. I went to the actual real estate brokerage that was handling the house at one point in the seller history on it. But I did that after this other weird thing. So I went down in the daytime. And I'm like, there is no way this house is like $600 a month. Because Blue Water Bay is big money. I have a friend of mine, she owns a house down there, and she got it in a divorce. And that house is worth so much money today. Now, bear in mind, this is a place that's like right by a country club with golf and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay, there's your beginning. So that's good money place. So, I had talked to some neighbors down the street, and I said, I think I went and looked at a yard sale or something. And I said, so what is this stuff around here rent for? Oh, God, you couldn't touch it. It'd be like $3,000 a month. But nobody really rents anything. They just sell it. And I said, so, these houses are worth quite a bit. Oh, yeah. I said, huh. So, well, there's a house listed down the street. It's like $600 a month. And I said, I found that pretty hard to believe. And they're like, not on this street. And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking that too. So then I went by that house again, and the garage was open. There was a bunch of crap in there. There was 2 cars there, and I'm like, well, goddamn, if this guy's wanting to rent me his house, why is all this crap here? And it would take them forever to move all that garbage out. So, I go up to the door, knock on the door. Guy answers the door. He's probably like 35. I said, hi. I said, are you the guy that's renting the house? And he goes, what? and he says, I own this house. And I said, so you want to rent it? And I said, you're the one in the ad. He goes, what ad is that? And I said, well, there's this ad on Craigslist, and it says that this house is for rent, and here's the guy's name, da da da. And I said, it gets more interesting as we go along. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And he says, really? He said, well, I am military. He said, but I'm being transferred out. He said, but I'm not renting this house. He said, if I did, it would be about $3,500 a month at least. He said, I'm just going to sell it. And I said, oh, I said, well, I guess I just wanted to let you know that your house is listed on the market for rent. So you might get a lot of people chomping at the bit, especially if they don't know the area, because, I mean, it's Blue Water Bay. $600 a month at Blue Water Bay? What on earth? This is the fire department, and there's a guy over there with a camper. Now we're going to be blinded, you guys. Oh, man, alive. So, I guess I have to wear shades. That's what I should do. That's a little better. That's about the goofiest thing. I hope this dude's not on fire. Are you kidding me? Really? They're sitting up to go in the camper? Maybe the dude was cooking meth. Didn't do it right. Who knows? I just don't know. But anyway. Oh my. The two firemen got to go in a little tiny camper that's about 15 feet long. Probably about 15 foot long. So that'd be interesting. Yeah, man. It's like, you know, they use all the like LED crap anymore on the police cars and the fire trucks. It's horrible. But yeah, so anyway, dude, like they're sitting up to go in that camper. Are you kidding? I'm parked near it, alright? Called for the fire department. They went next door and you had to wave them over. Gee whiz. Well, we'll see if the paramedics end up coming. I don't know what is up here. It does make it interesting, though. Like the middle of my vlog. So I'm hearing a siren. You think it's going to be the paramedics or the police? Wowee. This place may be covered up with all kinds of lights here in a minute. Wow. They're getting closer. I bet they're coming here. So I'm trying to think of the closest hospital. I guess the hospital's not too far from here. That looks like paramedics. Sure as heck. Are you kidding me? Sure is. Yeah, here we go. Wee. Oh my. Here's an employee that's trying to exit out of here. Well, I exit stage left. Time for me to go. There's another employee car over there that's leaving too. Oh, we're going to leave now. Because next to be the sheriffs. Which the sheriffs are actually across the street. I'm surprised they're not over here right now. That would probably be the next thing. Fire truck, paramedic, you can bet the police will show up. Man. Well, we don't get to see much because they put the paramedic thing on the other side of that camper. Oh, no. We're going to sit here and be watching like a fire truck. See, like, I don't know if you can see it. There's a camper there. Do you see it now? There's a little tiny camper there. Yeah. My, oh my. And when I pulled up, it had blue lights on in it. And I thought, oh, they're watching TV, but it wasn't TV. It was blue lights in it. Man, there's a whole lot of folks, huh? Well, well, well. Makes it interesting, I suppose. Is it the sheriff? Sure is. Told ya. Nanny, nanny. Yeah, sure as heck it's a sheriff. There'll probably be 3 or 4 that'll be over here pretty quick. My, oh my. If I could have only had Wi-Fi for this. I'm cruising the parking lot. You know they're going to come over here. Pretty weird. But anyway, I guess we'll stay and hang out for this and see what's up. Boy, those lights. Whew. Trying to see if they actually carry somebody out. Somebody's just stepping on the thing. Because, boy, I'm going to tell you what, you call the fire department or paramedics, you know, they send you the bill for that stuff. Yeah. Somebody used to do that all the time at my shop. They used to call constantly, and the fire department would come out there and go, we understand there's a fire out here. I'm like, no. And they used to do that all the time. And it's like, you need to catch who's doing that and bill them for it because, you know, I understand it's illegal to use emergency services like that. Looks like there's a girl with a pocketbook or something. And a dude. Might have been some older dude staring at the thing and he croaked. Who knows? And I drove by it. It had, like, you could see through the door, like it had a glass door. You know, or a screen door or something. And it was bright blue in there. I guess we'll soon see. I know there was a guy in a homemade camper next to it that was out there talking to some people when I pulled up. So it looks like they're walking on around. Oh no, this looks kind of shady to me. This dude is at the front of that trailer, getting down on the ground for something or other. I don't know. Maybe called because he had gas. They could. People call for dumb stuff sometimes. Do you ever see those ones where the people call 911 because their hamburger wasn't right and all kinds of junk like that? That's really bad. They might have had a propane leak or something. Who knows? Okay, we're loading the gear back up. Here's the fire truck. Okay, so that was a fireman. That's the fire guy. So he was the one that was looking under the front end of the trailer or whatever. Looks like there's 3 or 4 fire people, so I think they're getting ready to go. So there you have it. The exciting effect of the evening. A fire truck. Oh my gosh, turn all that stuff off. Please. It is so bright. Ugh. Thank you. Yeah, paramedics still there. The thing's on. That to be good. Interesting. Right in the middle of my vlog, you guys. At least we're not being blinded anymore too much. You can still see some of the red light from the ambulance over there. So, but anyway, but yeah, so going back to business here. This was a good one. So you're saying that I need to start chasing ambulances and police cars down to make YouTube vlogs. Let's do it. Be like the Twister chaser. You ever see those people that chase the tornadoes and all that? I knew a couple people that did that. I'm like, are you loony? I've been direct hit 2 times in my life for tornado. Trust me. You want to be scared? That's about the scariest thing. That is so scary. You have no clue. Very scary. Yeah. But, yeah. Well, we'll know more when they get the tow truck over here, the sheriffs, and tow this camper away. If things were shady, you know. The camper doesn't look that old. So I don't know. That ought to be darn interesting. Man alive. Will the ratings go up on this one? Maybe it was abandoned. Well, I don't know because see, when I pulled up, it had blue lights on, like, and the screen door. You could see through the screen door, and I thought, oh, they're watching TV, and I thought, no, that's too much blue light, you know, because it was just blue lights. And when you're watching, it's blue lights, you know. It's a lot of blue. So who knows? I mean, it could be as easy as a propane little stove in there, and they didn't know what they were doing and might have off themselves running that propane. You gotta be careful with those gases. It could have been an older person that just croaked. You know, talking about older folks, I have an older friend of mine that's Jewish, and he is a doll, Barney, and he just is the sweetest thing in the world. He had a total crush on me. He used to give him a hug all the time. He's a doll. He used to come to my work every day, and he would always offer lunch or whatever or beverage to my daughter and I. And just a doll. And I'm like, gosh, I wonder if he left. I was feeling really bad, because the last time I saw him was down at the Destin post office one day, and he was just a little bit odd that day, not his normal self. And he's in one of my YouTube videos, in for Harbor Walk Village, and you'll see Barney in there, and he's so funny. And uh, he says something like my two favorite girls or something, and Destin talk about my daughter and I and stuff. Really charming gentleman, retired. But he still does side work. He does like he'll improve your credit. He'll clean your credit up, and he does it really cheap. And that's what he does. And then he was living up there in the Emerald Grand Hotel, which is high end, high end, high end. But he was through somebody that was rented for somebody else, and it was like $1,000 a month per bedroom. And this place was 2 bedroom, and he'd offered it to my daughter and I. The other bedroom at one point, I was like, I don't know about paying $1,000 a month for just a bedroom, but the amenities are awesome. But they have indoor jacuzzi, they have outdoor pool, um, and all kinds of other stuff in there. It's really nice, very high end, and uh, they tried to rent that other room out a couple times, and it didn't work out. And he was super clean about house. He invited us up there for dinner one time. It was right around Christmas, actually. And he's like, "You guys got to come up. You guys got to come up." So we went up one time and um, made us dinner. And I'm trying to think. Viv might have not been with me. She might have, she might not. And I went up and had dinner. I went up a couple more times because I did my paperwork for the trains up there at his house. And I would visit with him and stuff. And he'd make me a quick, simple little dinner thing. He loved to cook. And we would talk, and he just loved company. And the view was so beautiful. Had balcony, overlooked the pool and everything, and the ocean. And yeah, and there goes the paramedics. But they turned their lights off. Now that sounds strange. And there's somebody in the trailer now, which I guess was that one dude. Usually if they have an emergency, they leave the lights on, and they'll run like the devil to the hospital. Maybe somebody just had diabetic attack. Some people refuse paramedics too. So you want to go with this? No. You're going a little slow, but no lights on. Looks like a refused paramedic to me. Let's see if they go out on the street and turn the lights on here. Looks like no sirens and no lights to me. Man, I don't know. Too weird. Who knows? Anyway, so uh, I went over to Harry T's over there, the dance place, the really nice restaurant on Harbor Walk, where he used to go there like 3 times a day every day. And I said, any of you guys know Barney, older Jewish guy that is retired, that lives up in Emerald Grand, and has been there for a few years, and um, this one young girl that's new that I don't know over there. She's real sweet though. Um, she says, "Oh yeah, we know Barney." I said, "Yeah, I mean Barney's like a regular, and he's such a prince." And she's like, "Oh yeah." She says, "I said, well, I was just wondering if he left or what." She says, "No, no, he is still around." She says, "But he had a problem with his place. They were like raising the rent on him or something, and he didn't want to pay it. So he rented somewhere in Miramar, which is East Destin." And I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah." So it was kind of sad. But I figured, man, that stuff, rents went up really huge after the pandemic. I got to tell you. When did this guy look? He's hooking up the trailer. I guess he's leaving. So something's wrong with this picture. You guys get this? I just saw him do something to Hitch. And now the lights are on. Off to do some shady stuff. Do da, do da. I don't know. This doesn't sound right. Got the fire department, got the paramedics. They all leave. And now you're hooking up the trailer to whatever it is that pulls it. And you fired up the power. And it looks like you're exiting stage left. I don't know, you guys. Maybe he got a bad hamburger at McDonald's and he called the paramedics and the fire department. I just don't know. Oh, it's in movement and there it goes. The camper is leaving. My oh my. I don't know. I just don't know. Yep. Gotham City. Well. Who knows? But, uh, yeah, so at least I know Barney's okay. I'd hope to see him again sometime soon. He's a fun character. He really is. He's a really nice guy. But, yeah, so anyway, I don't know. Well, it's a nice, mild night. It's still, like, you can see by the windshield, it's like foggy looking, and that's because of the moisture in the air. It's too hot for the ocean. So it's starting to make it a little foggy again. It was really bad this morning. It was like snow. It was, you couldn't see but a few foot in front of you. It was so bad. All the fog coming off the water onto the highways and in the cities and stuff. Yep. But anyway, well, I hope you guys have a great one. It's been a slice of heaven. I guess we'll never know what happened with the mysterious camper deal. But I hope you guys have a really great and profitable day tomorrow. And I hope today was awesome. I mean, today was cool for me. It was a profitable day. I worked. Got another big day tomorrow. And I didn't get a chance to go by my other job today. I was going to go jump in there and work an hour or two, but I didn't do it. I was so tired. I did so much stuff today, actually. I got really tired about halfway through, but my boss asked me to do it, so I did it. Uh, while the other girl was on the phone all day long. Man, I was so aggravated. Yeah, she sits there on video call all the whole shift. Unless the main manager is there, then she doesn't play that game. But otherwise, she's on that sucker and she won't get off. She won't do nothing. Not a thing. So, yeah, my boss asked me to sweep and tidy up and everything. And I got about half of the place done. And uh, I went and I was mopping it too. Sections of it. It was drying really fast though. Because it was just really dirty, you know. And so I really got a lot done today. What the other manager, she came in. She's like 19 years old, and she came in and she's like, "Man, this place smells good." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been busting my butt trying to clean it up." And you know, I said, "Boss man asked me if I would sweep around and stuff. And if we had a vacuum, it'd be so much easier. But we have two and they don't work, I guess. But yeah, so I had to do it the hard ways, but it was okay. I mean, I got a lot done. It looks so much better. And it was so slow today. I mean, we had sales, but it was just slow. So it burned up the time really quickly, I'll tell you. The shift went by so fast. It was hard to believe. I mean, it goes back to the old saying, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Do something kind for a stranger, and I promise I will be back. I love you.